Welcome to Inspiring People, the show about inspiring people, those who are inspired and those who inspire others. We all know them. They're good examples, they're supportive, they embrace life, they live inspiring lives in their day-to-day actions, and in turn, inspire others to do the same. Hi, welcome to Inspiring People. My name is Mary Otto and I'm the host of the show, and with me today is Whitney Wesley. Welcome to the show, Whitney.
Hi, thank you.
And Whitney, what I usually do at the beginning of the show is have my guest say his or her full name. So if you do that now, that would just be great.
Okay, I'm Whitney Etta Wesley. The Etta comes from my grandma and my great-grandma. So.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit, first of all, about your family, Whitney. Tell us a little bit about your mom and dad and if you have any siblings.
Okay, I have one sister, Amanda. She's working at a library in Colorado Springs. And she's getting married in June, and she's 5 years older than I am. And my mom is Linda Wesley, and my dad is Dale Wesley.
Okay, and both of your family has lived in this community for quite a while.
Yep, born and raised.
You were born and raised here. Okay, and how old are you, Whitney?
I'm 18.
So that makes you a senior in high school this year?
A senior.
Here at Detroit Lakes High School, right?
Yep.
Well, let's talk about your school experiences. One of the things that makes Whitney such an inspiring person is some of the activities that she's not only involved in, but seems to be spearheading, leading the way, and so on. So as a senior this year, Whitney, let's talk a little bit about your experience with the Student Council. And remember, this is no time to be modest now. You tell what accomplishments that you've had in regard to Student Council. So let's start there.
Last spring, one of the biggest accomplishments I've had is I was elected state secretary for the MASC, which is the Minnesota Association of Student Councils. And that was a really cool thing. I serve on the executive committee, and I was elected president of the Student Council last spring also. And so I've been leading the Student Council this year and will continue until the spring. So,
why don't you share with us a little bit about what you do as the state secretary for that Minnesota group?
I go down every month for a meeting in the cities, and we plan a state Student Council convention. And then we also, at the convention, there are resolutions that are brought forward, and we implement those resolutions, like providing voter registration for students who are able to vote in schools. And so we implement those throughout the state.
Okay. And there are some things locally I know that you've spearheaded here through the Student Council. Why don't you share a few of those with our viewers also?
Care Week we had in November, and that was an idea that I received at a state workshop, you could say, and I came back to the Student Council and I said, you guys, we lost Julie Nettestead and we lost Brenna Hansen to cancer last year. Julie was a secretary at the school and Brenna was a student, and we wanted to raise money for the Becker County Cancer Society. And so we came up with ideas. We had a Mr. DLHS pageant. We had our annual Sadie Hawkins dance. And we had a bunch of different activities, relay races, 1-minute cash drives, and we raised over $4,000.
Oh, wow.
So it was really good. I mean, and you should have seen, I mean, the students loved it, and it was a great thing for the community to see the students pulling together to do this great thing.
So the whole senior high school was involved in that. And your idea, and that's something then that, did you take that to the state and tell them about it, or is it something you had gotten there? Did you share that?
We just kind of, we share within the state things that we're doing and how things are working out and what things work, what things don't. And it's just kind of nice to be able to say, hey, look at, this is what my school's doing. The Student Council has been leading this. They're doing a great job.
Great. That's so great. And didn't you also do a blanket drive this year too?
We're going to be doing
it. Okay.
Blanket drive. Yep. What we're doing is it's called Tying Friends Together, and it's the statewide service project. And what we'll be doing is getting fleece, and each class will be tying so many blankets, and we'll be donating them to area hospitals and crisis centers.
Wow, that's really
it's quite a task.
It's a wonderful idea. Okay, you're also involved in Interact, and I know that's the student equivalent of Rotary, is it not? Okay, and what do you do for Interact?
We've done quite a few things this year. We've made breakfast for the Rotary Club. My friend Nicole Weber she's the president of Interact, and she does a really nice job. We've done some great service projects. We sold cookies during the week before Christmas vacation, and we have just done a lot of things like wrapping presents and a lot of community service things.
And the money for Interact, how do you use that?
We donate it. Some of it goes towards allowing kids to attend Rotary-sponsored camps. Some of it we donate it throughout the nation, throughout the world, different things. Last year we donated some money to raise for hurricane relief and get blankets for the people down there. So.
Okay, and dance line. I know you've been a dancer ever since I've watched you dance ever since you were little. So talk a little bit about dance line. I know you're the captain of the dance line, so that speaks to your leadership as well. And so talk a little bit about dance line.
Dance line, we're having one of the best seasons we've ever had. We've taken third place at 2 meets in both our jazz funk and our high kick, and we actually took first place at our first meet in Bemidji for jazz funk. So we're having a really good season. Sections is in 2 weeks, and I'm hoping that as captain I can kind of set the right mood and help the girls push those last couple of weeks, and maybe we can get a good placing there and hopefully go on a state. So
lots of ideas and lots of activities that you're involved in at the high school. What are your plans for after you graduate? Where do you want to go to school? What do you want to do?
I just got accepted to Gustavus Adolphus.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm waiting on my letter from St. Olaf, and those are my top 2 choices for colleges. I plan on majoring in something to do with political science or public relations or communications.
Okay. And speaking of communications, I guess I even forgot to mention you're also very involved in speech, are you not?
Yes.
So, So what categories are you?
I participate in humorous. And last year I went to the state speech meet, so I made it to state last year, which was a big accomplishment.
That's really a thrill, isn't it?
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I used to coach speech, and I know what that's like. It's pretty tense and really competitive. Whitney, as you've been growing up and now as a young woman, who have been your role models? Who have you looked to for guidance or as you've been growing up?
I look a lot to my family for that. My older sister Amanda, she set the best example for me. I couldn't have asked for a better older sister. My parents, my dad is always out doing things in the community, helping people. My mom is always on top of things. She's so organized. And then my grandma, she stands her ground. She knows who she is and where she wants to go with her life and where her life has taken her. And if you combined all those things together, I'd hope that that's the person they've made me to be.
Oh, so that's really touching. Very nice. And how old is your grandmother?
My grandma's 80 years old.
Oh, and she's still active?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, she's out there doing it all. So
okay. And so if you had a hero, your hero would be?
My sister.
Your sister.
Yep.
Okay. And what sort of qualities about your sister do you hope that or make her a hero in your eyes?
She perseveres through everything. She's always just been the kind of person who sets goals and then she doesn't stop until she achieves them. And she's kind to people and she reaches out and she's smart. She's smarter than any person I've ever met in my entire life.
Well, okay. And if you have just one word of advice that you want to give young people your age, what would it be in like a word or two?
Be happy.
Be happy.
Be happy. Laugh a lot.
Well, and I think you really embody that. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Thank you very much, Mary.
I'm so proud to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.